Former FBI Director James Comey waiving his right to appear in federal court this coming Monday in North Carolina. Comey said his upcoming appearance was unnecessary since he had already appeared in court last month in Virginia. Comey has been indicted for allegedly threatening President Trump's life in his 2025 social media post. In that post was a picture of seashells writing out the numbers 8647. Some argue the number 86 refers to getting rid of something or someone, and 47 refers to the 47th president, which is President Trump. Former federal prosecutor Joe Moreno joins me. Nice to see you.
Greta, good to see you.
Nice to see you. So he's waiving his presence Monday. Common, right?
I'm shocked because I thought he would have loved the attention that the perp walk brings. I mean, he kind of bathes in this stuff and this adulation from the left as the ultimate anti-Trump guy. So I'm actually kind of surprised he bowed out of this one.
This one would have been in North Carolina?
Correct. That's where the alleged photo was taken.
But couldn't he have been indicted in almost any state because social media, I mean, you're indicted where the crime is, assuming there's a crime. And if you're on Instagram or someplace else, it's in every state.
Yeah, I mean, it's best to bring a case closest to the facts that underlie it, right? So if something is alleged in Florida, you bring it in the right district in Florida, or in this case, North Carolina. But yes, with the nature of the internet and interstate commerce and basically anything will transcross state boundaries, you could effectively bring a federal case like this anywhere.
Is this a serious case?
No. And I say that I'm no fan of James Comey. Over the years, I think he is sanctimonious. I think he is self-righteous. I think he single-handedly perpetuated the Russiagate nonsense because he knew from the beginning the Steele dossier was garbage, and he leaked to the media. So
And when he leaked to the media, that one thing that I never liked is that he did it after he left. He gave it to his friend in New York to launder it, and I thought, to the New York Times, I thought, what a coward. You know what? I mean, what's the former director of the FBI being so sneaky?
He degrades the entire office of an august institution that I myself was blessed to work for at some point. So I don't think he's a great guy. That being said, the Department of Justice should not bring bad cases even against bad guys. And I understand a lot of people feel like Comey never faced consequences for his actions. He never faced any kind of legal consequence for the fact that he leaked non-classified but still sensitive information from the FBI, that he set up Michael Flynn, that he did a lot of untoward things. But that doesn't mean that you can kind of bring a weak case. And I think the DOJ is going to look even sillier a second time, bringing a case that's probably even weaker than the one that was thrown out last September.
All right. You live in Virginia, so let me ask you about this Virginia case. It was the Virginia vote was thrown out essentially because they didn't follow the right procedure. And we have, and every state has procedures in federal. I thought that it was a terrible ballot amendment by its sheer wording, because what the wording says is to temporarily whether the voters want to adopt new congressional districts to restore fairness. I mean, who in his right mind doesn't want to restore fairness? I mean, there was such a loaded question.
Voter referendums are supposed to be nonpartisan. They're not supposed to push one way or the other. That clearly characterizes one vote, yes versus no, as fair, and the other one, I guess, by unfair, I guess, if you take it that way. So that was one of several reasons that by process this failed. And the Supreme Court of Virginia, it's not known as a conservative court, but it is known as one that follows rules. And it says basically between the wording, between the fact that this was rushed, it's supposed to be interspersed over 2 legislative sessions. The Democrats rushed it to get it done in time for this midterm. The court said, sorry, you didn't follow the rules. The whole thing is out.
But I mean, whoever was the one who was the author of this particular, the wording in here, I'm thinking to myself, you didn't even try to hide that you wanted to be fairness. But when you say to restore fairness, because no one's going to say, no, I want to be unfair. I mean, it's like there's no effort to even hide this.
Well, I think also it's the ultimate sort of whataboutism that I think is perpetrating our kind of politics these days. It's like, well, it's really bad to gerrymander, but because Texas is going to do it, we're going to do it here in Virginia.
Well, that's why I call it gambling. We throw the dice. It's like, because it makes a difference who's going to win the House.
Either it's good or it's bad. If it's bad, take the high road and don't do it. If it's not that bad and I'm going to do it anyway, well, then I guess, where are your principles regardless? So I'm glad it failed because it was a terrible, terrible referendum. However, it's not going to really stop, because I think people will always be able to justify, well, if the other side does something, I'm going to kind of fight in the dirt with them. And I think that's a terrible way to conduct yourself.
But usually gerrymandering is done every 10 years within a census. I mean, this is everyone's trying, both parties trying to game the system.
Yeah. And look, gerrymandering is not illegal. I think it's untoward. I think it's a terrible way to run a government. But pure gerrymandering for political purposes is legal. And so, yes, both parties do it. Some states have taken a higher road. Virginia was on the right track because they had this nonpartisan commission just passed about 6 years ago in 2020. And this referendum would have scrapped that and said, we're going to go back to the old ways. We're going to draw these ridiculous lines so that basically congressmen and women in Fairfax County, where I live, would more or less touch every part of the state, basically making red districts into very blue districts.
This is incredible, isn't it, what they can do with gerrymandering? With the House of Representatives, with the margins so narrow, and this gerrymandering is so profoundly important. You get 1 or 2 extra seats in the state, and it can make the difference whether
I think the left should be more worried, not so much about the short term, whether they can game the system through gerrymandering. I think they should be more worried about longer term population shifts from states like California and New York to low tax, low government states in the South and like Florida. So I think that's really where the Democrats should be worried about. It's real population change that will allocate electoral college votes, not short-term gerrymandering, which might get them advantage in a one election cycle or another, but long-term, they should be worried.
But even short-term, I think, at least for the Republicans, if the Republicans take over, Democrats take over the House, there will be impeachment. Everything changes. So, who knows? Everyone's gaming everybody in this town now.
It'll be a waste of 2 years.
Joe Moreno, always nice to see you.
Thanks, Greta.